Hi everyone, welcome to CD Cave. I'm Jack Burial. Back to another video, a CD haul for you guys. Quite a bit of stuff. I have a couple from eBay, one to open up from Amazon, as well as some from the thrift stores. As I mentioned earlier, in a couple of CD hauls earlier, that stuff from the pawn shops and thrift stores that have been hard to find. I usually go a couple of times a week. I went a couple of days ago, and actually I saw like probably a good 30% of it was all new stuff, different stuff. Not new CDs, but well, there was some new CDs in there, but different stuff what they had before. A lot of the Christmas stuff is gone, so there was a lot of good stuff in there, some good rock music stuff, but it's stuff I already had or I didn't want. And sometimes stuff is not in the best shape either, right? So you leave it behind. But I did pick up a few last time, and then a few from the time before. So I'll be showing them today. Of course, before we start the video, good Alexander Keith's, great beer from the Maritimes here in Canada. Okay, I'll start with the one that I opened already from Amazon. This is one that I've been trying to get for a while. And the reason why I got it is I love their first album. And I have the vinyl and the CD. I kind of forgot about it all these years. I knew it was out there, but I kind of forgot about it. And I was watching Grant's Music Warehouse last week, and an episode that he was talking about their second album, which is Trillion Clear Approach. He was talking about this album, and I think he had Part of the Sea and Tranquility on there too. And so they're getting their thoughts on this album and kind of made me thinking. So I streamed it again. It had been years since I heard it, and couldn't believe how good it was. How come I didn't originally buy it? Then I noticed, well, yeah, the prices are up there a little bit. So the next day I went on Amazon and I checked it, and it was on sale. I figured, you know what, I'm going to jump on it. There was only like 2 copies left. Of course, I always say there's more on the way, but sometimes the prices changes quite a bit. So I jumped on it, picked it up. I'd left over from an Amazon card for my wife again. Thanks, Deb. And so I picked it up, and I haven't listened to it, but I mean, I streamed it for quite a few times in the past few days up until it came in. So I'll probably listen to it after the video. So this is from 1980. Love their first one. They're very, if you like Queen, Styx, that kind of stuff. Great guitar riffs, great vocals. Make Time for Love. Love Me Anytime. I Know the Feeling. Make It Last Forever. Promises. Cities. That's a great tune. That a little bit progressive. What Can You Do? Clear Approach, title track, which I knew it all. Plus, there's a bonus track on here. Yeah, so this is remastered and reloaded on Rock Candy. 12-page booklet in here and that, so I'm going to open that up after and that. But and if you're not familiar with Trillion, check them out. They actually just put out a new album. It's called Trillion 3. Half the album is Trillion stuff. Or demos, and they recorded for the album. And then I think the second part of it is a solo album, I think, from one of the members. I think that's the way it works. I haven't listened to it yet. I plan on doing that this weekend. Okay, so so check that out, Trillion, if you're not familiar with them. Show you if you like Queen, Styx, stuff like that. Feel like that. Okay, let's go to the Amazon one in the envelope here. This came in yesterday. I'm waiting for a couple, so a lot of the Amazon stuff now is some of it has a 2-day shipping. So if I order 2 or 3 CDs, sometimes one of them could be a day, 2 days. I'm not sure. So when they come in, sometimes they'll come in together. So I'm not sure which is which because it doesn't say on there. So it's a mystery for me too. Sometimes when I open them, although I know what I ordered, but I'm not sure what I'm opening at the time. And the stuff is hard to find on. I think it was Brendan Snyder I was watching, and he was talking about this. How the search engine on Amazon is totally screwed up. You'll punch in the name of an album and the band name, the album name, and nothing comes up for that. It's other stuff like furniture, that kind of stuff. which is kind of weird. Then you try different ways to punch it in, it still doesn't come up. Then a few hours later, you go back on, you punch it back in, and there it is. So it's just really all kind of weird. I wish they'd work on the screw-ups on their search engine right now. It's hard to find stuff, and don't really want to spend more time than I have to on Amazon because they end up buying more stuff, right? And, oh wait, let's see what's in this one. Oh yeah, this discography been working on for a long time, and I was actually missing this one. I think it's the only one I was missing from them. Is a Tragical Hip, Now for Plan A. I'm sure I never picked it up. This went on sale. I seen it on sale for like, I think it was like $8, 7 something or $8. So that's why I jumped on it. From 2012. Great album, great Canadian band. Some people say it's the greatest Canadian band. I'm not sure about that because a lot of great Canadian bands, right? Rush, Guess Who, stuff like that. But they're definitely up there. Like they've had a lot of great success here in Canada as well as in the States too. Yeah, it's a Man Machine Poem, The Look Ahead, We Want It to Be It, Streets Ahead, Now for Plan A, The Modern Spirit, yeah, About This Map. Yeah, this is a great album. It's not the classic, heavy like some of the earlier stuff, but it's still a great album to have. And I'm sure I got it for under $8 with free shipping, so glad to add that to my collection. I think I'm only missing one. I think they put one out the last couple of years. Maybe demos, things like that, I'm not sure. But anyway, so that really helps my discography there for them. Okay, now we're going to go with something I got from eBay, which actually has been sitting around for about a week. So I'm not sure what it is. Let's open it and find out. I don't know if I mentioned beginning of the video, I also have a vinyl to show at the end. I don't think I mentioned that, so stick around for that. Okay, let's see what this one is. Oh yeah, can't go wrong with this band. This is a band that I've shown in the last few video CD hauls because I've been trying to work on discography. A band that I listened to quite a while back. Really enjoyed their music. Kind of slipped away from them for a while. I stumbled upon them again. I'm not sure if it was on somebody's video or just on YouTube. I just happened to stumble about one of their albums I didn't have. I listened to it. I really got back into the groove with them. I picked up probably 4 or 5 of their albums in the last month or two, I think. Yeah, this is a band called 10. This is Isla de Muerta. This one. They always have great artwork. And actually, this morning and last night, I was listening to some of their albums again, which I ended up picked up in one of their albums this morning. I ordered one of their albums, which is really hard to get. So that'll be coming in the next few weeks. This has, it starts out with an instrumental, The Buccaneers, then Man Don't Tell Tales, Tell Me What to Do, This Love, The Dragon of St. George, The Valley of the Kings, Revolution, Angel of Darkness, The Last Pretender, and We Can Be As One is a bonus track. This is from 2015 on Rocktopia Records. And this is a band that in the last 2 months I've really went up there on my best bands list. There's always those mainstay bands for me like Styx and Supertramp, Kansas, Uriah Heep, things like that. But this is a band that I left behind a few years. I didn't listen to them and got back into it, like I said, in the last few months. Now trying to fill all the gaps I was missing. And it's a band that's really creeping up in my top, my top 10 or 15 favorite bands. I know bands like Deep Purple, the Styx, stuff like that, Kansas, are not going to get dethroned, Uriah Heep. But somebody's going to get dethroned somewhere here and replaced by this band. And check them out. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. Really, really great stuff. All this stuff is written and mostly produced by David Hughes. He's a singer and lead vocalist, guitar player in this. Okay, so that's it for the opening. Now we'll go to the thrift stores. Okay, this is one I found went in a thrift store about 45 minutes away from here one day. Went for a ride. There was a thrift store there. We had never went in. I don't know why we never went in. We've never actually seen it. And we go there in the summer. We go there every second weekend because they have a beautiful waterfront. So we like to sit by the waterfront. And I like to watch the boats go by and stuff like that. My wife likes to read, take pictures. And there's a main mall there, and there's that's thrift store, and I never even knew it was there. So we went in, checked it out. The wife picked up a couple of books, and there was a few CDs. They were asking $4 for the CDs, although their CDs were all in great shape. Usually thrift stores, you don't usually get them for $4. They're usually cheaper than that, but this is one I didn't have, and I love this artist, and so I figured I'd pick it up. And this is X-Ray Sierra by Tom Cochrane. I like all the stuff he's put out solo or with Red Rider. He was with the band Red Rider. So I picked this one up. I haven't listened to it yet. I plan on possibly doing that today or tomorrow. This is from 1988 on EMI Records. I Wonder, Stonecutter's Arms, Art of Listening, Heartbreak Girl, Willie Dixie Stead, Beautiful Day, Windy Night and Fall, Piece of Your Soul, yeah, Falls, Summer's Over, guys, Northern Frontier, yeah, so I'm sure it's just as good as his other stuff. If you're not familiar with Tom Cochrane, he had the big hit Life is a Hideaway and all that here in Canada, so great stuff there. Okay, next is the Devlins, album called Waiting. Really enjoyed this. If you like, this really reminded me of Delamarche, I think. Delamarche. Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing it right. Kind of a Christian band a little bit. I have a couple of their CDs. They remind me a little bit of them. Nothing heavy here. Really relaxing music. Great guitar stuff. World Outside, Heaven's Wall, Waiting, Years Could Go By, Where Are You, Tonight, Disappear, Surrender, Reckless, Big Decision, and Kill With Me Tonight. And I think Waiting was the single off this. This is from 1997 on EMI Records. And sometimes the way the guitar is, reminds me a little bit of Bush. Sometimes how it's got that Bush sound on here. But nothing heavy here. It's really relaxing music. The songs are well done. I think this is the only album they have out, from what I could see. So Waiting by the Devlins. Check them out. Really good stuff. Next was a big find for me when I saw this. When I first seen it there, I thought it was an Ugly Kid Joe album. I know they have a new album out, and I wasn't aware of what it looked like. So my first thought was, oh, the new Ugly Kid Joe album, because the artwork reminds me of that. But it wasn't that. This is a band called Rude. It's called Touch It. And just by seeing it, you'll know what I mean by Ugly Kid Joe. I thought it was. But then when I looked at the back, one of the guys on here, I knew from somewhere, and trying to figure out what it was. So I looked for his name, and as soon as I heard his name, I read his name, I knew who he was. And this has, with the producer too, the vocals, J.J. Carl on here, Mario Lazard on guitar, Marty Phillips on bass, and the drummer, Mike Kozak, is the drummer for Tease. Another great Canadian band here, Tease. Songs Young and Reckless, Heartless World, great stuff. And that's who is on this album. This is an EP, actually. It has 6 songs, and then the 7th song is an acoustic version of one of the other songs on here. So it has Touch It, Slap, Light of the Candle, One in a Million, How Many Hearts, So Wrong, So Right, and then it has Light of the Candle, the acoustic version again. And this came out in 1992. And I just listened to this before I did the video. And it's a great album, great rock. You could maybe put them in glam rock a little bit, maybe, because a lot of bands get put in glam rock. Although I really don't think they're glam rock, but when I did some research on the CD actually, which is really hard to find. It goes for like about $100. Not that I'm planning on selling it. It had them under hard rock, glam rock, so I'm not surprised, glam rock. Yeah, a lot of bands are put under glam rock and not really glam rock. So yeah, Root. So this was one of my biggest finds in the last little while actually. It's great stuff. Next, The Best and Beyond, Gino Vanelli. Another great Canadian artist from Montreal. Very rock, jazz type stuff. It's very popular in late 70s, 80s. This is 2009 compilation. His brother is also played in his band a long time. He was also an accomplished musician. People Gotta Move, Wild Horses, Hurts to Be in Love, Brother to Brother was a big, big hit. I Just Want to Stop, another great hit. Wheels of Life, Just Emotion Away. Put the Weight on My Shoulders. I have 4 or 5 of the CDs, but I saw the best of here, so I figured why not pick it up. It's also got Black Cars on here, which was a later hit of his. Yeah, so Gino Vanelli, check him out if you're not familiar with him. It's kind of rock, jazzy type stuff. Really great instrumental stuff in his band. Great stuff. And the last CD I have is one of my favorite country artists. Like I said before, I'm not a big country fan, but this is one of the guys I like listening to. And I usually pick up a lot of his stuff when I see it. And this is called Back Home Again, Kenny Rogers. Losing my voice here. I don't know, I grew up listening to Kenny Rogers, and he's always stuck with me for some reason. Although he was a lot of mainstream pop too for a while. Not so much country, right? He did a lot of pop type songs. This here has If You Wait to Find Love, Bed of Roses, Too Gone, Be Gone's Reason, no, Too Good Reasons. The fonts are hard to read. Sunshine, I'll Be There For You. So, not sure what year this is. 1991 on Reprise Records. Yeah, I've always liked Kenny Rogers. I usually try and pick up most of his stuff when I see it. A great addition to my collection. And now for the big finale, I'm going to show a vinyl. I don't show a lot of vinyl on my channel, but I do pick up the odd vinyl and that. Vinyl is hard to find good vinyl unless you're picking up brand new and stuff, and I find it pricey a lot. This was another great find working on this collection. So the Moody Blues 7th Sohorn or Sohorn. I've always had a hard time pronouncing that. Definitely one of their CDs I play a lot. And this is a great gatefold. And then it's got great inner sleeve pictures and that. This is of course on London Records. I think a lot of their stuff is on London Records. It's dirty, but it's in good shape. Just needs a good cleaning. So I was pretty happy to find that. I don't find a lot of vinyl. And often when I do, it's well overpriced. Especially like you go to yard sales and that and you see people with some vinyl and they're asking crazy prices for them because they think vinyl is worth all this money. Some of it is, but some of it is not. Okay, so let's see. This is from 1972 on Threshold Records. Lost and Lost World, New Horizons, For My Lady, Isn't Life Strange, You and Me, The Land of Make Believe, When You're a Free Man, and I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band. This is a Canadian pressing on London Records, 1967. Copyrighted 1972. So this must be a second pressing from Canada here. Yeah, great stuff. I mean, Love the Moody Blues. I have quite a bit of their vinyl now. Yeah, so give this a spin on the weekend. Yeah, sometimes at yard sales, some people ask crazy prices for vinyl that's not in that great shape. They think it's worth all that kind of money, but a lot of it's not. Some of it's worth, you know, like $15, $20, but not everything's worth that kind of money. You know, some of it's only worth $4 or $5 and that. So, okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. You stuck right to the end, and I'll come back with another video probably in the next few days or so. Hope you look for that, and until next time, take care of yourselves.